Hello everyone, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Forgive my horribly scratchy voice. Trust me that this is a major improvement to what it was a couple days ago. So I have all these videos to share with you guys, so I am just going to power through this and do these voiceovers because I can't stand doing subtitles and they take 10 times too long. So anyway, my voice has improved. I'm just dealing with colds and bronchitis and all this fun stuff. So I'd made these cards over a week ago now, I think. So couldn't resist anymore because it's Halloween is coming, so I wanted to get these done. So to show a different way to line up stamps with coordinating Die-namics or coordinating dies, I die cut some Kraft cardstock first, and then I'm using the negative space to line up my images. Now this will also work if you're using solid dies, is die cut it from a different color of cardstock, and then line up your image over that, and then use the negative space of that cardstock to line the die back up so that you can die cut your image, if that makes sense, hopefully. Because I know a lot of different die sets out there, as well as some older ones, were solid and not outlined. So that is a way to do that. So I did that today using that negative space so I could stamp all the images from this My Favorite Things Happy Haunting stamp set. I wanted to stamp all the images because I could not decide which ones to use. So while I was doing all the coloring, I was kind of brainstorming my cards and decided to make 4 different cards. So I have these images stamped on some Neenah 80-pound solar white cardstock, which is Copic friendly. And I had stamped them with Hero Arts Intense Black ink, which is also Copic friendly. And then I colored these all in with Copic markers. So I will have all the colors listed on the side of the video here for reference, and I will be back as soon as I'm done all the coloring. Alrighty, so after I'd finished coloring in all the images, I added a bunch of little highlights and whatnot with my white gel pen. And then I lined up that coordinating die set over all of these images and taped that into place with some washi tape just to hold that so that these don't move when I run them through my die cut machine, and then die cut all the images. And then off camera, I had also stamped and die cut and colored a few more moons and some more clouds because while I was coloring, I was brainstorming, etc. So I knew what I wanted to do. So then I took some Simon Says stamp, this is their masking paper, and I cut down a piece to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, and then I die cut a circle from it. And I'm going to use the negative space of this to mask off the fronts of my cards. And all my cards are Kraft cardstock that are all A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5.5. So this will mask off all but this circle. And the die cut mask circle I can put back in the package and use it on a future card. So for all of these cards, I decided to use the same layout, same colors, everything, just to save the time and effort. And I am sponging on 3 different colors of Distress Oxide inks. So I am using Spiced Marmalade, Twisted Citron, and Wilted Violet. I started with that, and then I decided to add some black soot, just kind of around the perimeter. Honestly, if I was to redo these again, I probably wouldn't add this. It just didn't add as much to it as what I was kind of going on in my head, just because these are more Distress Oxide inks. Now, if I had been doing this with just regular Distress inks, the black soot probably would have given that depth that I wanted. But I went along with it anyway with all of them, because I started with one, had to finish it with the other. And I reused this piece of masking paper for all 4 cards. It got a little curled up as I was peeling it off, but I would just start at the bottom of each card front and replace this. So I just used it for all of them, and I could have done more than 4. This is really amazing masking paper. I always forget that I have it because I keep it with all my cardstock and different things, and I usually reach for post-it notes or my post-it tape, but this masking paper is amazing. And because it's more sticky too than post-it tape, just FYI. So I would just mask on each circle, peel off that masking paper, and then go on to the next card. So I've got them all done. And if I had been thinking more ahead, I would have done this step while everything was still masked as soon as I was done sponging, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to do this or not. So I took some Copic Opaque White onto an acrylic block, added some water, and I'm going to do some splatter. And rather than using the sticky masking paper, I just used the back part of it that you toss away, the release paper. I used that just to kind of mask off the circle. It didn't need to be perfect, and it made it just quicker. So I could splatter on the Copic Opaque White splatters, grab that release paper there, and stick it onto the next card. So like I said, if I'd done this while everything was already masked, that would have worked. I also thought about doing this without any masking and letting the white splatters go past the circle, but I don't know, my OCD kind of kicked in there, and I didn't want to let the splatter go absolutely everywhere. I don't know what my thought process was, but this worked too. So I did all my little splattering here on all of my card fronts, and then I got to stamping the sentiments. So this was also why I chose to make 4 cards, because I had the 4 different characters and there's sentiments in the set that go with each character. So I'm inking up each sentiment with Versafine Onyx Black ink. I could have used the same Hero Arts Intense Black as well, but I like the look of the Versafine Onyx Black, plus it's almost impossible to go wrong with the Versafine. It's super detailed, and especially with new stamps, it stamps perfectly. Just FYI, it is not Copic friendly. That's why I didn't use it in the beginning. It will smear to high heaven with Copic markers. So I like it mostly for stamping sentiments, and I also like it for watercolor. It's perfect for that as well. So I stamped all my sentiments along the bottom with that Versafine Onyx Black. And then for the inside of my cards, I decided to ink up the same character I'm going to put on the outside with a coordinating color of the Distress Oxide ink. So I used one of each of the colors that I sponged on the outside and stamped one of the characters on the bottom corner of the inside of my card. And then I stamped the little cloud outline images with some unicorn white pigment ink from Hero Arts. And then this is where those extra little moons come into play. I'm going to adhere those onto my cards. And then I just used the same Over the Moon for You sentiment from that set. Stamp that with the Versafine Onyx Black ink. And then I'm going to adhere the little moon to the inside with some Nuvo adhesive and then press that into place. So I did that step for all of the insides of the cards. And then for the outsides of the cards, this is where I'm going to use those clouds that I had colored and die cut. I'm going to adhere all of those into place. So far my cards are completely flat, one layer, fairly clean and simple really. And for that little extra oomph, I am using my little mini action wobbles that I've been hoarding for a very long time. I can't help myself. So the mini ones are perfect for these images because I fit behind them perfectly. So I adhered all my little characters with a little mini action wobble. and a couple of them I adhered the little pumpkin or gift sacks they're using for their little trick-or-treat sacks. I adhered those with little dabs of the Tonic Nuvo. And then there was this little cluster of candy, so I added that to the card with this little cat girl, just because this one had the least amount of like actual color. You know, she was very black and white. I thought that just looked cute with her cat outfit. So I added the little cluster of candy to that as well. And yeah, popped all of these up with these fun little action wobbles. So got everything pressed into place here, and then adhered the little, you know, candy sacks and candy and whatnot. And then I couldn't resist. I'm just obsessed with using Nuvo drops on absolutely every single card I make lately. So I did it again with these cards as well. I used apple sour glow in the dark drops. So these ones do glow in the dark. So I added those to all of these, as well as gloss white and ebony black. And I showed it off camera because I wasn't filming at the time, but be careful where you place your drops. There was a couple of cards where I'd placed a white drop over top of, I think it was the orange, and same with the glow in the dark, especially with over this orange distress oxide ink. The Nuvo drops will absorb if you put them on color like that, like a color ink. So they did discolor. Some of them I left. There was a couple, it was one of the white ones that was really obvious, so I actually carefully peeled it off and just replaced it with a black one. No one's the wiser except for you guys. So that finished off my cards for today. These are fun little action wobble cards. And the thing I love the most about these is they are flat and they will go flat. And I'll show this in a second here, how they're popped up on the action wobble, but it will press flat. So you can mail these very easily. And then when the person pulls it out of the envelope, this will pop up and then they can wiggle around. Super fun. So as always, I will have links below the video to my blog post, links to all the supplies used. I'll have a couple links at the end here to a couple other Halloween videos I did. I will have a giveaway on my blog post to give away these cards to one of you guys, or well, 4 of you guys, because I have 4 cards to give away. I've been doing that with this Halloween series, and I'm just tickled with the reception and how excited people are about it. It just makes my day. So check out my blog post below the video if you are interested. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping and commenting on my videos. And I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye.